Friday, friends. Hello, hello. Jude, I just saw a posted. I cannot believe it's Friday. What the heck happened to the rest of the week? I feel the same way, although I am mostly very excited. It's Friday because once we get towards the end of a quarter, I'm already in planning mode and I'm already starting to think about what's coming next. And I'm ready when when the quarter is almost over, I'm ready for a new one to start. So I've got my Kanban board all set up. I'm starting to make plans for things like the Spooktacular, which we're going to talk about. I am starting to make plans for NaNoWriMo and Preptober and finishing a book. I realized as I'm setting up all this stuff is I'm pretty sure, I know for a fact actually, that I have not had a single year since I started publishing that I did not have a book release. And this year, all I've had is a short story release. So I feel like that is lighting a fire under me right now to try my best. So I might be doing some writing retreats and some other stuff. So if you're a writer and you're in the Discord server, or you're a writer and you hang out in the Heart Breathings writing community sprints, you're probably going to see a little bit more of me just because I want to finish a book. I'm putting that out there that I really, really do want to make that happen. I'm also kind of preparing my room and all the things that I am buying for Spooktacular. And I'm going to be doing, all my live streams and things like that in this room. And the first thing, so I went to like TJ Maxx and a couple other stores, but it was Target that I found kind of the most stuff. But one of the things I found was this like hanging banshee lady. I just need to hang her. I need to find a place to hang her. Evie comes up and she's like, I'm not scared of her. I'm not scared of her. I'm not scared of her. She just kept backing away and backing away. I was like, it's not real. You could feel it. It's plastic. But she just was like, I'm not scared. I promise I'm not scared. So that was pretty funny. But I'm going to try to hang her because she kind of reminds me of a hunter, except that she's got white gowns instead of black. And they did have some black ones, but I really liked the white one too, because I think it'll stand out more in this room. So Spooktacular. Also, look what Kate sent. You guys, I have it. Thank you so much. She sent more than just this, which I feel like I'm a bit spoiled now, but thank you. So she also sent this Hello Kitty pumpkin mug. How cute is that? I love it. I'm not using them to drink out of right now. I'm just using them as decoration on my desk so I can have them out all the time. There's also over here, you can see this kind of glass pumpkin. So thank you for that. It just means so much. It was like, I got this big box and I was like, there's more in here than I thought. So, having this Spooktacular mug just brings me so much joy right now, because I really, really, when I saw this, I really, really wanted it. So thank you for your time and effort to get this to me. I really appreciate it. Renee says, at least your mugs show up intact. So Renee just recently ordered a Witch Please mug that also seemed to be Ray Dunn, I think, right? And it arrived completely smashed. So the pumpkin is kind of gray. You can't fully see it. It's like right there. It's like a glass gray pumpkin. And yes, everything arrived perfectly. And I just love it. So very nice. So happy fall and Mabon to everyone who celebrates that change of seasons. The autumnal equinox was last night. And so we are moving into fall here in the Northern Hemisphere. If you're watching this on replay, or you happen to be here and you're in the summer, in the Southern Hemisphere, happy spring to you. It's always like kind of, I have to think through it because I'm like saying happy fall. And then I'm remembering, gosh, I do actually have a lot of my audiences in the Southern Hemisphere too. So happy spring to you. Yes, Wendy, you're so right. It's like, I saw somebody say, they shared a meme and they were like, happy fall. Do you know what that means? And then the next part of it was, I'm in Texas, so it means absolutely nothing. Which made me laugh. But the same was true in South Carolina, really. I feel like the evenings here have been pretty nice. So I'm just kind of enjoying the evenings. Yeah, it means nothing. I saw somebody post a picture today of them with like boots and leaves on the ground. And I was like, is that a recent picture? And if so, where in the world are you that you already have falling leaves in or late September? But I guess some people do, by this time of year. So not me. Yeah, Tennessee's the same. I lived in Tennessee for six years in Nashville, and same. It's like there's not as many seasons. I guess once you go up into the mountains, maybe you get more of the seasons when you're in Tennessee. So it's good. Let's see. Any other questions? Falling leaves in Ontario. So you guys have it. Leaves are falling in Kansas. Leaves are changing in northern Utah. Yeah, that makes sense. They say goodbye, hot Texas summer. Hello, hot Texas fall. I believe it. So we have some fun things to talk about today. So I'm going to do a giveaway today just because I was kind of going through some of my stuff for Spooktacular, and I thought, why not give away another paperback, because I do happen to have a lot. So I will give away today on the live stream, like one on the live stream and one on the replay. So 2 giveaways, and you get your choice of The Witch's Key, Beautiful Demons, or Death's Awakening. And you can just choose which one you want. So I'm going to hang on to that towards the end for those of you that stick around. And then if you're on the replay, all you have to do is just comment below. And if you're here live, feel free to comment again on the replay. But Renee and I are starting to get together all of our ideas for giveaways and events for the Spooktacular. And it's going to be super fun. Some of the things that, I won't give away all the things that we're going to get, I won't spoil all the things we're going to give away, but I had some ideas that I wanted to run by you guys, since you all watching this or on the replay are kind of my ride or die. You're here every week. So I know you're going to be participating. Like I mentioned before, if this is your first year in the Sarah Cannon Coven group, we do a Spooktacular every year for 13 days of Halloween. And so it will start in mid-October and go all the way through the 31st. And we celebrate Beautiful Demon's birthday. So October 29th is going to be the 12-year anniversary of publishing my first book. Look how skinny it is compared to the books I write now. So funny. So we're going to celebrate the 12-year birthday of Beautiful Demons, and we're going to have events throughout the Spooktacular. So more so than just the live coffee chat Fridays, there's going to be some extra videos that will be coming out and a couple extra live streams. So one thing is, I had this idea, but I want to see if there are some yeses, because I'm sure there are going to be some no's as well. Oh, Ashley, October 29th, the wedding anniversary. That was a good day. It was a good day all around. How many years for you guys? So I do see some questions about order, so I'll answer that in a second. There will be some no's. I know there will be some people that are not going to be interested in this, but if I have a few, then I'm going to do it, which is, I was thinking about doing either a live stream or a video, but I think a live stream might be interesting. We'll see, of basically a true crime expose that is attached to kind of a haunted house or haunted ghost story. So for example, the Winchester house. So a lot of people know about the Winchester house. I believe it's in California. And this is the widow of the Winchester family, where they made their fortune on guns. And so she felt like there was, there was a curse attached to her family, and that in order to, because of the guns and all the death that had been caused because of her family's guns and stuff. So it's like I could do an expose on the Winchester house, or on there's all kinds of things like Lizzie Borden, or anything that is also tied to paranormal. Because I think it would be super fun to kind of go through and mix true crime with a ghost story. And in fact, oh, you toured that, Harley. That is so cool. San Jose. Yes. Thank you so much for that, Amy. I would love to go. I'm going to go someday. So yeah, Renee doesn't get to vote. She has to come regardless. No, I just think it would be super fun. But I also know that true crime is literally someone's life ended because there were murders involved to some degree, like if we were talking about Lizzie Borden or, various other things. And so it would basically, the expose. I didn't know what else to call it, but it would be kind of like a true crime episode if you listen to any podcasts or watch any of those kind of shows. So it would be going through what happened in the crime, maybe giving some speculation as to what I think happened or what I think was going on, especially if it's things like, things that were unsolved mysteries that then people have had paranormal activity that has gone on in that place before or since then, and what I think is happening and whether I believe in ghosts and, that kind of thing. So I know there will be some people that that's just not your thing. And that is totally okay. But if there are some people that would enjoy that, yeah, there are definitely some that are not quite as talked about, but I was trying to like bring up a few that people would recognize kind of off the top of my head. So I have a couple in mind. So yeah, there's definitely a few people, even if it only ended up being like a small handful of people, we could end up doing it on YouTube, or we could do a Zoom call, or, just various things, just various things going on. So, okay. So we have some yeses. So I think that would be really fun. Hazel Dean, the inspiration for Twin Peaks, another show I actually have never seen. Totally my thing too. But I know that some people are like turned off by true crime stuff because it is definitely, macabre when you talk about someone's life ended and so on. So, some people, it will be done. I'm not sure what time, just because we have such a global audience. I hate to do it at night here because that pretty much like knocks out everybody in Europe to even participate, but maybe. So one thing to keep in mind throughout the Spooktacular is everybody's not going to be able to participate in everything live, especially if we have to work around schedules and stuff, just because we have too many people. So a Zoom call. So last year I gave away a couple of Zoom calls and we have never scheduled those. So if you are one of the winners of, I think I gave away 2 Zoom calls. So if you are one of the winners of the Zoom calls from last year, send me an email if you have a time coming up that you would like to meet up with. I think Michelle was one of the winners, and now I can't even remember who the second one was. So I'll have to look through my email. So if it was you and you want a Zoom call with me, let's try to get it done before this year's Spooktacular. Something else is we're going to be, Christabelle is going to be helping to put together another scavenger hunt. So that'll be happening through the books. And we also will be doing some other giveaways throughout that will include a special Zoom party with me that will be a very limited group of people based on who's most active and things like that. Yeah, Michelle. So please do that. I know everything's been so busy, but like, let's get it done. I want to hang out with you guys. Another thing is the idea of playing back through a game again. So last year I did do some live streaming in the Discord channel of playing the game Until Dawn. And I thought it would be fun to do something like that again. I did not get a chance to finish the game, but it was still fun to hang out. Did we just do one night or did we do 2? I can't remember now, but it was super fun. But at that time I was so stressed because we were also at Disney World and all of these things. Have just been kind of going nuts. So it's just one of those like, okay, let's bring it back in and see if we would enjoy having some of those gaming nights and different stuff that like, so yeah, just one night of Until Dawn, but we talked about moving forward. So I thought maybe this year I could do the Quarry, but I'm not sure that I could play the Quarry on Discord. I have to see if I can hook my Xbox up, and I might need to get a special camera, but I think that would be fun too. And then also potentially a watch party. So this is another thing that's like, I sort of shy away from doing the watch parties as much as I would like to, because I feel like some people can't participate. So one of the things that happens with the watch party is we do it through Teleparty, which used to be called Netflix Party. And basically you have to have your own subscription to Netflix or Disney Plus or Amazon Prime. I think there's a few that you can use. And then you log into your account. I give you a link. It sends you to our group link, and then we can chat. Like, it's not voice chat. for everybody. It's like voice chat just for the person running the party, I think. And then everybody else has chat like you guys are doing right now. But it has been so fun to do that. We did Gothica, we did Rebecca. Those may have been the only two that we've done so far, but they've been really fun to do because I can pause the video for everybody while we're watching it. And I can talk about like, okay, this is the end of Act 1. And this is what I think is going on with this character, different stuff like that. So I was thinking of doing that again too, but just to sort of gauge what the interest is before I plan all of these events. So if you think a watch party, gaming, true crime, all of it sounds fun, then definitely let me know, because we're making the plans now. So everything will start during those last 13 days of October. And Renee and I will be coming out with a schedule probably late next week. So hopefully by next Friday, we'll come out with a schedule for you. And just know that I will do the best I can to accommodate as many people in terms of time as possible. But there probably will be some times, if you're in Australia or you're in the UK or something like that, that might not work for you. Like if we have to do an evening because it's the only time I have available and stuff like that. So just know I'll do my best, but that, I apologize if there's any disappointment. So yay, everybody thinks it has fun. The grand prize, again, we'll announce that on the very first day. And then there will be giveaways and prizes every single day of the Spooktacular. And some of them are really, really sweet. So it's going to be awesome. And we will be doing a lot of the sort of like chatting and memes and different fun stuff like that inside the Facebook group. So if you're not in the Facebook group, come join us over there. And then the other place, Party Central, will be on the Discord server. We might even start just a special Spooktacular channel just for this event for a limited time. And then also over on my blog at sarahcannon.com is where all the giveaways will be entered. So it's going to be super, super fun. Yeah, it's going to be great. Okay, so let's see what else I had. Okay, another thing that's happening during the Spooktacular is I am going to be participating in a virtual book signing with people like Melissa Marr and Stacey Marie Brown and Carolyn Glockel and just lots of fun authors, Nikki Jefford. So if you would like to be able to order some signed paperbacks from me, which I do not offer I don't have them available on my website or anything like that. So it's pretty rare that I make them available. I will have every single paperback that I have on sale during that time. And it will be October 21st will be the date. And it'll be like a Google form that you can fill out. You can choose what you want. You'll get a price, and then I'll send you an invoice. And then I'll order the books after the prices, like after the payments are in, and then you'll get them in, a month or so, however long it takes Amazon to send them to me, and then I will sign them and send them out to you. So if you're interested in that, just to let you know, that's coming up on the 21st. And I did put a link to that virtual book signing Facebook group where the other authors will be signing down in the description box here. As well as, I feel like this is like all the events and the news, as well as a planathon. So for those of you that you're running your own business, it's mostly for entrepreneurs, coaches, authors, that kind of thing. But my business mentor, Amber McHugh, runs this really cool event every year called the Planathon. And there's like 20,000 plus people that participate in this. So it's this huge event. And it's a lot of free videos and information that take place over the course of a week, where you get so much information that is so cool about newsletters and managing your time and how to start your website and just tons of great information. And it's totally free. So if you would like to join that, the link is down below as well. And even if you think maybe you want to participate, come join, because I get perks if you sign up through my link. So I'm going to get maybe like a t-shirt and some other things from Amber, as well as a discount on my membership into her program. And I am one of the speakers in this year's Planathon, which is really, really cool. And it's such a full circle moment for me, because I remember watching the Planathon when I first started, got to know Amber back in 2016, which is 6 years ago now. And I remember looking at all those speakers and thinking, oh my gosh, all these people are so famous. They're like 7-figure earners and they're course creators and people that I've known online. And how cool is it to be able to be a part of this? And now here I am 6 years later as a presenter. And that's just super cool. So it's pretty neat. So is the planner that Amber has worth the money? I love it. So because I'm in her Accelerate program, I get a free copy of it. So I'm not sure how much it actually costs, but it is so good if you are running a business. If you were just working on like, it's definitely for entrepreneurs. So if you're an entrepreneur, you're running a business and you want to keep an eye on your goals and your money and that kind of thing, then I definitely enjoy that planner. But if you're not an entrepreneur and you're just looking for a good planner that's like your day-to-day planner, it's not that kind of planner. So so it is, everything is pre-recorded and it's going to be available for a limited time afterward, but I think the videos are only available for like a couple of weeks, but everything will be recorded for sure. So yeah, I bet international shipping is just ridiculous, y'all. It's awful. So anyway, thank you guys for that. So the event itself is free. And then I think there are some like VIP kind of perks if you want to join. But I don't even know what those things involve. I'm sorry to say. So dig around on her website and see if you can find it. Okay, so that was everything that was kind of on my sticky. If you want to know what I've been up to today, I have spent most of the day reformatting all of my old books. So I have been going through changing some of the like front and back matter, changing any typos or anything that has been kind of lingering. You know, there's always like a few handful of typos I feel like that make their way through in any book, despite how many editors you use. So I've been trying to clean all that stuff up and we're going to be re-uploading all those books. So that's going to be really fun and tedious at the same time. So I've been working on that all day. So I feel like my brain is kind of in like copy paste, click, 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 check, double check kind of mode. So it's kind of interesting times. Another little unboxing thing. Oh, crud. What time is it? George, my poor George. I just remembered too. So my husband, oh, he has not texted me yet. I almost totally just forgot. So my husband is picking up groceries from the grocery store. And if you have ever ordered from like a local grocery store that you do pick up, I have to say which spot he parked in and it all goes through my phone. So he's like, don't forget, because I'll just be sitting there for 30 minutes with the kids. So somebody remind me if I don't look at that again in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Okay. So I got a subscription box from Lunam Love. And so I wanted to share with you. This one was called The Witch's Cabinet, I think, something like that. And I was like, well, that sounds perfect. And it had a bunch of like oils and different things. So I thought I would show you what this has. So this one is called Blessings. And it's just a variety of like rose and herbs. This one is called Fast Results. I don't even know. This looks like it has salt. I think that these are bath things. And then it has this little tool, which is like a little scooper to use with black salt, which can be put around your house or around your doors and windowsills for protection. But it can stain your fingers. So I got that. And then I also got this purification spray, as well as she always has a candle in there. So this one is called Vegvasir. I don't know if that's exactly how you pronounce it, but it has kind of a apple smell to it, but it says a Nordic Icelandic stave that means wayfinder. It is protection symbol that also offers spiritual and physical guidance so one does not lose their way. It protects against stormy weather, both physically and metaphorically, and it is a sigil for strength. So this is neat. There's always a candle in it. I think she has candles. Like one of her subscription box comes with, like for a lower price, it'll come in a tin, and for the higher price, it comes in a glass thing. And then look at this beauty of a clear quartz. Isn't that gorgeous? It's so nice and chunky, and I love it. I wasn't trying to let you smell the candle. I was just trying to show you all the stuff that's in it because there's always like crystals, and she takes a lot of care. But if you can smell it, if you can imagine. So Taryn is talking about black salt. So I don't know. I guess okay, I'm going to leave that closed because it just spilled like pieces of it all over my desk. Okay, that's that. We'll let that go. Also came with some kind of chime candles, just sort of ritual candles in different colors. And she usually will have a tarot card that is just one tarot card chosen for you. So this is, I got the Ace of Blades basically, but then this is so cool. There's so many of these little ritual oils. So road opening oil, which can help clear the way for new opportunities. A love potion, peace elixir. And you can use these to like anoint your ritual candles. You can use most of them on your body, but not all of them because some of them have oils in it that you shouldn't use directly on your skin. Money drawing oil. I'll be using that coming up in the manifesting class that we'll do. And then triple protection. So it was just kind of neat to get so many things because I don't know that I've ever gotten a subscription box from her that had like 12 different items in it. So I thought you guys would like to see that. Deborah says, I'm loving your nails. So this is something that I finally decided to do for myself this week because I was like Tuesday is kind of my writing day, but it's also the end of the quarter. I had really long meetings. Check on George. I do have it open now. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, parking spot check. I have nothing yet, so we'll keep. He must still be picking Andrew up, but thank you guys. Let's keep reminding me. The subscription box name is Lunum Love. I'm gonna put it in the chat there, but the nails. So I just decided on Tuesday morning, it was like 9 a.m. and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go and get my nails done. Sometimes I feel like I'm so busy and I'm working all the time and I feel like I'm way behind and it becomes too hard to actually just go and sit for 2 hours to get your nails done or your toes done or whatever. But I was like, I feel like being pampered this week because it's the end of the quarter and I just feel like I have earned it and I deserve it. So, so I got my nails done at this local place. I also got this beautiful new sunstone jewelry. So I have this necklace here and this, and it was made by my beautiful neighbor. So this is my first purchase from her collections here. So just simply beautiful. These are sunstones that come from Oregon. So very, very beautiful. But I have not gotten my nails done in so long, like actually done. So that is a good question. So just to kind of talk through it, I made a decision when I was doing my goals for this next quarter, and maybe this will inspire some of you for some of the things because this ties into 6 months for life. And I appreciate you bringing that up, JC. 6 months for life is kind of my third goal. And even though I haven't done the vlogs like I originally hoped, I have been doing my tracking and trying to keep up with things and all those sorts of things. So I decided for my third goal this year that I'm going to bring back my sort of sweetie store idea. So I've talked about this before. I won't go into it too deep, but I used to have, when I was first starting out as a writer, George created for me a sweetie store, and we just bought one of those like cheap three shelf bookcases from Walmart that you can get for like $10 or $15. And we filled it up with stuff mostly from the dollar store. And this is actually how I got my very first ever washi tape because it was on clearance at Target. And I was like, what is this colorful tape? I don't know. There was a green set and a red set. And I was like, I'll grab it. It's like $1. I don't know what it is. And it sat there forever until one day I was like, let me buy that out of the sweetie store. But then lifelong obsession with washi tape was begun after that point. But I basically was having to write a certain amount of words to earn $1 or whatever. So every 1,000 words equaled $1, I think is how we did it. So it was, he made me a website and it would be like if I hit my minimum, which was 1,000 words a day, then I got a bonus. And if I hit like 2,000 words a day, then I got double points. So I got 4,000 points or $4 for the day. And when I got my points for the day, I could go into the Sweetie store, which was just all the stuff that we had purchased sitting out on a bookshelf. And I would be able to buy it from the store, which is basically just kind of like a store inside your house. And so it would be like, let's say this paperclip was in there and it was $5. When I bought it, then I would need 5,000 Sweetie points to redeem it and to get this little thing. And that worked so well for me. This was all George's idea, by the way. This was not my idea. And he was so sweet because he's a programmer. So he made a whole website for me just with all of this like programmatic stuff. And it was really the only way I finished books at the time because it gave me that accountability and that excitement of, oh, that motivation. I want to get that cute paperclip. Let's go do this thing. Well, it became less of a sort of like the more I started to make money and start to earn money, the more I just kind of bought the things that I wanted. Like I would just go to Target and buy, this sounds so bad, y'all don't judge. I would just go to Target and buy the sticky notes. And so it was more effective originally when we just didn't have a lot of extra money because I couldn't go and just buy a Starbucks. It was like I needed to earn it. But then as I became more successful, it was kind of like I didn't have clear enough rules in place for not using that, money to buy stuff. So I have decided to bring it back with more clear rules. So that's why JC was asking, do the nails count? So George and I were kind of talking about this today over lunch too, of what's going to count and what's not going to count. But basically the idea is for my 6 months for life goals, which is going to include some of my writing, but also did I make the bed today? Did I prep my meals and eat healthy? Did I go to bed on time? Did I read or do something fun instead of just working all night? Did I actually put my phone away at 5 p.m. and not answer emails or try to help people at 10 o'clock at night? And so we're setting up some very clear rules, and anything that is superfluous from like our family's needs, I'm going to have to earn. And I do totally agree with someone said earlier, like you deserve to have nice things, so you shouldn't have to earn it or whatever. And I totally agree with that. And that worked for me for a while. But I think that it will be helpful to me to kind of say, okay, no more buying stickers or Halloween stuff. Or like I literally just bought some of the cutest little Halloween dashboards. Look at how cute this is. Oh my gosh, for my planner. And this one has a little baby crow on it. This is so cute and I love it. But I mean, these are not super cheap kind of things, right? They're laminated from Etsy, hand, whatever designed and stuff like that. So plus it's like go to Starbucks, buy a cup or get a tea or whatever. That's another $6. And so I'm basically going to, as of Q1, we're going to probably start at October 1st. I cannot buy any more crystals, no subscription boxes, Lunum Love, candles, nothing without earning it with my points. And I think that's going to help to motivate me. But there's a little bit of a trick of figuring out like how many points do I get for each thing, because writing 1,000 words shouldn't really be equal to just making the bed. It's like the writing should be a lot more lucrative for me in terms of my money count. Still no message from George, by the way. Still waiting. I have my eye on it. This one came from Glam Girl Planners. This one, I cannot remember where I got it. I'll have to look it up. I will look it up. Oh my gosh, I did see this. The Planner Boss Collective sale started today. Lots of washi, lots of stickers. And I did actually do this. So some people had, oh, there he is, D426. Hold on a moment. I love how real we can get with each other, because I'm like, let me tell HEB that my husband is there to pick up his groceries. And then I need to let him know that I did it, because otherwise he'll be there stressed that I didn't do it. Yes, success. We have done the groceries. Somebody had asked, did I order the Archer and Olive Halloween box? And I did not. It was sold out before I went to check on it. And I was very sad. But I did go last night and I ordered the one that has kind of the web design. It was only available in the blackout journal, but I got the blackout journal and I'm pretty excited for it. So hopefully that's going to be really good. So, but yeah, I think that it'll be really good for me. Now, we did talk about the fact that if I go, let's say I go to Panera to write, as long as I make good progress on the book while I'm there, I can get that for free, like the food that I eat there for lunch, right? I don't have to pay for lunch with my points. But the caveat there is that I have to actually write while I'm there. I can't just scroll Instagram and get a free lunch. So, yeah, I don't know about the nails. Whew, I'm about to sneeze. Okay. I don't know about the nails. I'm gonna have to ask him about that because he's a big proponent, keeps telling me that I need to get my nails done or have something that I do that's not work that I can just go sit and relax, like get a massage. Like I used to get my eyelashes done, lash extensions, nails, because he knows I really do work too much. Or if I'm not working, I'm helping the kids with something, or I'm helping the family, or I'm cooking, or I'm getting groceries or cleaning the house. And so he's like, you need to have something that you do that's just like you can zone out and listen to music or just stare up at the TV they have there. So I don't know if he'll say the nails count or not. We'll see. But I do feel like it's only going to work if I really restrict what I can buy otherwise, because if I can just buy whatever I want anytime I want, I think there's going to be, I think it's going to yeah, nails should count as pampering yourself, so it should count. Yeah, and so then it's like we have to come up with a point system that actually I can earn enough money to do the things I want to do, you know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. There might be some adjustments as we go. So you type, so you need the nails taken care of. The nails too is something about, like, yeah, bad nails on camera is like I'm going to be recording the HB Notebook Challenge for October later this afternoon after this. And it's like, I hate to have ugly nails, but I often do anyway, just because I do the best I can sometimes. So it's like, it is kind of a business perk in a way, but I do feel like I kind of agree with you, Summer. I think it's sort of like, or not Summer, who said it? JC said it. So people have different ideas. Summer says, I think it shouldn't count. It's a business expense. I don't know. We'll have to play it by ear and kind of see. I want to see if I think there might have been a couple questions in the Discord server as well. Also, just to give you guys a little bit of an update on Vanessa Shaw. I know I haven't added anything up to the sticky notes yet because I just haven't been feeling like the writing on the wall yet, but I have been getting so much work done. I have like 25,000 words completed in the book, and I'm really, really excited about the direction that it's taking. And I cannot wait for you guys to read this book. I feel like all it's going to take is one tiny little, I have one part. I know the ending of the book. There's just one part in the midpoint that I'm trying to figure out, how does this twist to finish out the book? I know the whole first half. I've got most of the just past the first act is already written. So I'm just kind of like, okay, all I need is just that one next thing and the book is going to fly. So wish me luck. Send me all the good vibes. I still have been working on book 12 as well, but that is much slower going. I feel like I come up with, there's so many story threads. It's like trying to weave a tapestry, and it's like I have pieces of it and then I try to back it up and then this part doesn't fit. And so it's just taking some time. But I will tell you guys, who is it? It was somebody here, I think, from our coffee chats that sent me a message on Instagram telling me about Brandon Sanderson's Reddit post, because I was talking about how Brandon Sanderson just writes so fast and I wish I could be more like him and whatever. And they sent me a thing where he basically was saying that his next book is getting pushed back, I think, to 2024, because he just is unable to get it done. And these books are very complex and they take a lot of time. And then he said after that, he's taking a 3-year break to write his next book. And it just kind of gave me a little bit of breathing room, because I think like, okay, so even the fast authors that we just love so much, understand that some books just take more time to get the story threads going and everything else. And just having all of you support me through this as I'm working on 2 books at once, it means a lot because it has taken so much pressure off of me. And I feel like I'm able to really enjoy the writing process now. And I'm looking forward to it every time I have to go write. And that's a huge like step forward for me. So thank you for that. Bye, Renee. I'm sure that I will be talking to you shortly on our app. So Nikki says, I have a manifesting question, if that's okay. I'm really having a hard time thinking of what I want to put on my vision board. And I think it's because I have a lot of limiting beliefs that anything even remotely positive is possible for me and my life. I'm going through a really hard time right now and want to start making a path forward. But when I come up with something to add, I have the thought that there's no way that's possible. Don't put it. You'll just be disappointed. You know what I mean? I also just don't know what I want for my life and my career either, because I feel like I have no passion. Sorry if this question is so negative. I just really need help and guidance. Thank you for all you do. You've been such a light in my life. Nikki, I know those feelings too, honestly, of, well, that's never going to happen for me. I can't put it on there. You know, it's like sometimes I think about that for me too. It's like somebody, I think it's Monica Murphy. I don't know how many of you have read her books, but she posted something on her Facebook yesterday, I think it was, that was like, oh, thank you all so much. I have just hit 40,000 reviews on my release from March. And I just like, I thought I would love to be able to add 40,000 reviews, because if you got 40,000 reviews on your book, that means you sold like 500,000 copies of that book, like just percentage wise. You know, most people don't leave reviews, which is your reminder. Oh, we should talk about the Amazon thing too. I think maybe, oh, yay, Gemma asked about it. I was like, maybe somebody asked about it. But it's just like, sometimes it gets hard because you see what other people have accomplished. And sometimes you're like, I would love that for myself. But then it feels so far away from your reality that you just can't even imagine how you would even get there. I would say, first of all, take a step back from that negative thinking of it's never going to happen for me. I don't deserve it. And instead just do a meditation for yourself where you just think, how do I want to feel that I'm not feeling right now? Like, don't even think about what house, what career, what passion. Just think, how do I want to feel? And write down 5 to 10 words about how you want to feel. And you can use how you don't want to feel to get there. So you could be thinking, how do I feel now that I don't want to feel anymore? So for example, if you feel negative every time you think about your goals, you could sit and write down, I want to have a goal that makes me feel like I'm excited for the future, and start manifesting that good feeling goal and start thinking about that being possible for you. Even before you know what that goal is, start thinking it is possible for me. Or if you say, every night before bed, I feel really sad and hopeless, then say to yourself, I want to start manifesting feeling good and hopeful before I go to bed at night. So instead of thinking about what you typically would put on a vision board, which would be some goal like 10 years down the road, I'm going to have $1 million. I'm going to have that Gucci wallet, or whatever. I'm going to own this $1 million house, or I'm going to live on the beach. Like, instead of thinking about those big things, or like, I'm going to be an author, or, whatever, instead start thinking really small about, like, walk yourself through your day and start thinking about the feelings that you have and which ones you want to shift. I want to feel more happy. I want to feel less bloated after I eat. I want to feel the sun on my face more often, and start creating those feeling-based goals that you can actually control right now. Because sometimes when we set vision board goals that we can't control, like, I do think vision board things that we can't control are valuable for our lives, because it points us in this direction and it can motivate us. But if you're in a place right now where none of it seems possible, then just start thinking toward, okay, what is something that's totally in my control right now that I can start working toward making a little bit better? Like, for me, the past 3 months of my 6 months for life have been heavily focused on trying to create a morning routine where I actually get out of bed when my alarm goes off. And that sounds like the simplest, most, like, there's probably people watching that are like, how can that be a goal to get up with your alarm? Don't people do that every day? But I struggle with that. And I have struggled with that for a long time because I wake up every single morning and I feel tired. And so I have been trying to make my mornings more pleasurable. I have been I got a sunrise alarm clock. So about 6 a.m. every morning, the sun starts to rise because our house is on the opposite side of the sunrise. So the sun doesn't really rise well in the bedroom. So I've got the sunrise alarm. I set my alarm to play a playlist on Spotify that's called Badass Sweetie. And so I don't snooze it. I just let the alarm start with the music. And then when the music starts, I get up and I start moving throughout my day. And it has taken me 3 months to get to a point where I'm actually waking up with my alarm and I'm feeling better, not great. My first thought every morning when I wake up is, when can I go back to sleep? I'm too tired. So I'm still working on that. Part of that is also that I have a 3-year-old who is up in the middle of the night almost every single night for a few hours. So I'm just struggling with that sleep regression, but it will not last forever and I will cherish it because I will miss it when it's gone. But I definitely am making progress with it. And, instead of expecting some of these things within your control to be like changed right away, I did move to a new time zone. That's a good point, Jenna, that I didn't even think about. That it's technically when I wake here at 8 a.m., it's really 9 a.m. in my old time, but it does take some time to get used to like what time to go to bed and all of those kinds of things. I have taken sleep assessments and mostly everything is normal and fine. It's just that I have PCOS. And if you have PCOS, you know what's up. It is just a metabolic hormonal thing where PCOS is known for most of us, not everybody, it's not all equal, that your melatonin doesn't start to kick in until around the middle of the night. And so when most people's melatonin is like ours is just kicking up, when most people's is starting to taper off. And so most women with PCOS struggle with getting to sleep at night because you're still wide awake at night. And then getting up in the morning, your melatonin is still what it is for a normal person at like 3 a.m. So it's that melatonin issue. And so I'm working on it, and part of it is I don't take melatonin. It's just something like, it's naturally produced in your body. And studies show that women with PCOS have a offset melatonin schedule that it starts late. And 7-year-old still wakes up in the middle of the night. Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry to hear that. So yes, so insulin, it's that entire endocrine system and it's just, it can get really out of whack. And so that's part of why the fatigue still stands in the morning. And I don't want to like jump out of bed and get a coffee going or any other kind of thing. So I'm trying to like exercise a little bit and, I'm working on it and I'm making progress. And so, Nikki, what I would say is maybe try and just see if it works. Writing down a vision board that is more about how your life is right now and little tiny tweaks that you could make. What would be like if you could make a breakfast every morning that makes you happy? What would that be? So for me lately, that's been a Greek yogurt, like just plain Chobani yogurt without any kind of sweetener in it with this homemade granola. I'm going to share this recipe during NaNoWriMo that has also no sugar in it, but it's just such good granola with like fresh organic raspberries. And the raspberries are expensive and I don't care because I love them. And that is my like favorite thing. I have this granola with this yummy yogurt, beautiful raspberries. It's healthy for me. It makes me feel good. And it's a happy way to wake up and I'm looking forward to it. So I think that if you can start thinking of small tweaks that you can make with your daily routine that can bring just a little bit more joy to where you start to feel a little bit more hopeful about what you can do instead of trying to set these huge goals. It's like maybe your passion, you can't see it. Maybe it's there, but you can't see it because you've got you're not in alignment. You're not quite to a point where your vibration or your energy is there where you can see those opportunities in front of you. So try to get some of that energy moving in a happier way for yourself. So if you want to throw ideas around, just let us know in Discord. I'm sure there's lots of people that can help you. SNS says, I had a dream last night. I was at a writing retreat in a big lake house like Shadowford. You were determined that we would all get up at 6 a.m. to start writing. Yes, let's make it happen. I have been thinking about doing some Texas writing retreats. If anybody's interested, I think I'm going to arrange something for next year to maybe go down to Galveston or do something here in the Dallas area, and just any writers that are local or, you know, let us know. Oh, good. Thank you for your response. Yes, let's chat if you want. Tag me on Discord when you have a chance to chat, if you want to just see if that works. And if that still doesn't work, then we can keep working on solutions. So Gemma says, just wondering what your thoughts are on the new Amazon return policy that they are finally bringing in. Let me make sure that the groceries got picked up. Hopefully. I don't see a note, but he might still be waiting. So if you weren't aware, we talked about this, I think, one on the previous coffee chat, that Amazon for literally years, like we have been talking about this for like since at least 10 years. Authors have been complaining to Amazon about this, but after TikTok got a hold of it, it really exploded, which is the idea or the truth that Amazon has allowed people to return ebooks for a refund, even if they read the whole thing. And so there have been a lot of people who have been pretty much like serial returning things and using Amazon as a library. And so what happens on the author side of this is we get a sale on our dashboard and Amazon says that they owe us, $2 and something cents. And then at the end of the month, somebody returns something next month or whatever, and Amazon says, we're going to take that money back from you. And when that happens with one book, it's not a big deal. But when it's happening with hundreds of novels, I think I get on average probably about 75 book returns every single month. And it's just been getting worse and worse for authors that are super popular, because there have been people on TikTok that are like, hey, did you know that you could do this? And they think that they're taking money out of Amazon's pocket. And because Amazon is billions, then it's okay to do that. But really, they're taking money out of author pockets more than anyone. And it is awful. And authors have been complaining about this since 2012. And I was literally standing at a conference when one of the Amazon executives, I will not name him, said, we don't allow book returns. And everybody just standing there was just like, that is such a lie. They do, right? So Kindle Unlimited is a separate thing. So Kindle Unlimited is actually a borrowing membership. So you pay 10, whatever it is it $10 a month? I don't know for sure, but you pay $10 a month and then you can read as many books as you want and return them and read more and return them. But authors get paid a different way for those. What people are talking about is actually purchasing the book for full price, $4.99, $10.99, whatever, reading it and then returning it, because they can do it basically with a click of a button. Just say, return this ebook. Then they get their $5 back and they go on to buy book 5 of the series. They return book 5, they buy book 6, and so on and so on. And it's fine with Kindle Unlimited because every page you read, the authors are getting paid for it. And even when you return it, the authors still get paid for it. But when it's a purchased book, the author's money gets pulled back. And some people have said it's stealing, right? Which I feel like it is. But some people are like, oh, it's not stealing because Amazon allows it, so therefore it's not stealing. Well, I don't know. I don't agree with that. But anyway, after some authors got together and signed, it was like 78,000 signatures, I think, on a change.org petition. The Authors Guild got involved and had a meeting with Amazon, and Amazon has now agreed and just announced yesterday that as of by the end of this year, they will no longer be allowing automatic book returns for anything that someone has read more than 10%. So if you've read 10% of the book or more, then you will have to go to an actual customer service agent to ask for a review or for a refund. And then they will review your account to see how many refunds you've asked for, how much of the book you read, and so on. So it seems like as long as you have not read, more than 10%. Now, there are some readers who know how to get around this. I'm not even going to tell you how, but there are some readers who know how to get around the 10% issue. So I'm sure it will still be exploited to a degree, but they're not going to stop returns, but they are going to make it more. They said they're adding more friction to the process. So they're going to make it more difficult. So we don't know how much they read, but Amazon knows. Now, back in, let's see, Kindle Unlimited started somewhere around 2016, right? I think. Before that, like literally the year before, they told us that they couldn't tell, that they had no way to tell how much of a book anyone had read. And then like 6 months later, they came out with Kindle Unlimited, which the whole program is based on. They have to know how much someone has read because you get paid by page reads. So, it's so funny because it's kind of like libraries actually do exist, right? Like libraries legitimately exist, and not every book you want is going to be available. And sometimes you're going to have to get on a wait list, but Overdrive, Libby app, all of those things do exist if you want to read books for free, as well as there's tons of free books. There's Kindle Unlimited. There's lots of, ways that you can read books for free. But when you actually buy them, you should not return them, That's how it goes on Audible. Seems like Amazon would have just adopted that since it's their company. Yeah, exactly. But I think that Amazon always cares more about their bottom line and what makes things easier for their users. And it's just like, when it comes to authors, they just don't always make the choices that seem to benefit especially their indie authors as much. But it is very exciting to see that they are going to make a change, which I feel like is pretty unusual for Amazon in general. So I am very excited for that. I'm very glad that they're finally going to make that change, and we'll see how it all shakes out when it comes down to it. So, all right, you guys, let's do a giveaway. So we have your choice of any one of these 3 books, which is Beautiful Demons, The Witch's Key, or Death's Awakening. And so I'm going to give you a minute to make a comment if you can, because the only way I can choose is if I see your name. So you can just put an emoji, a smiley face, a heart, whatever you want in the comments, and I'll give you just a minute to do that. And then I'll scroll through and just pick a name at random. So feel free to put that in. And I cannot believe, you guys, we're almost to October. So next Friday will be the last day of September. And then we will be moving into October. And then we've got the Spooktacular coming basically on the last 2 weeks of October. We've got, for those of you who are authors and follow me over on Heart Breathings, we have Preptober coming up too, which is so cool. And let me tell you right now, if there's anybody who is here that has thought, I would love to write a book and I've never tried it, but I've got some ideas and I think it would be cool, you should just think about potentially joining NaNoWriMo. So November is National Novel Writing Month, and that means hundreds of thousands of writers across the globe get together to write 50,000 words a piece. And it's basically trying to write an entire novel in a month. And it is so much fun, whether you make it or you don't make it, doesn't really matter. It's just fun to try. So if you've ever been thinking about, potentially writing a book, come join us for NaNoWriMo. It's going to be great. If anybody here just happens to be part of the Dallas area NaNoWriMos, please send me an email because I would love to connect and maybe we can do some writing retreat stuff. All right. I'm going to not look, and I'm just going to randomly pick a name. And Christy. All right. So Christy, you are the winner. You get to choose one of these 3 books. Just send me an email at sarah@sarahcannon.com or Heart Breathings. Either way is fine. And let me know your full name, which book you want, and your mailing address, and I will send this out hopefully next week, because I'm going to have I have 2 giveaways to give away next week, or to send out next week. I will also be giving away the same set of books, choose which one you want, on the replay. So once we're over and it's no longer live, then you can just copy, like it'll just switch to a replay and you can comment down below and I will choose a second winner from the replay chat. So I cannot believe George is not home yet, y'all. I'm getting worried about him. But yes, this is my Erin Condren planner. I love this cover. This is from Green Wedding Shoes, and I have a couple little things, but I have all my notes about Spooktacular and about book updates and everything else. And we are going to be gone for the weekend because we are going on a little trip for Evie's birthday. And I was waiting until, even though her birthday was the beginning of the month, I was waiting until we got to passed all of my courses and I knew that I was going to be able to take an actual break. And so we are going away this weekend and I am very excited. I will not be back until next Monday night, or, just we're gone for 2 nights basically, but we aren't coming home until Monday evening. But I will be here next week for you guys. And if you have, like I mentioned before, if you have any other ideas for Spooktacular events or giveaways that you think would be really cool, I have a tentative plan, but you do have a few more days still to send me a message if you said, oh, this would be such a cool movie to watch, or this is currently on Netflix and I think that would be awesome. I know like Hocus Pocus is on Disney Plus, but we don't even have Disney Plus anymore here. So it's like, how many people we maybe could do a poll on to see like how many people are subscribed to the different services that we could use for the watch party. But it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited for October, y'all. So one last coffee chat before October begins, but I'll probably already have some Spooktacular stuff up for sure. I don't know if they'll be putting Hocus Pocus 2 on Disney Plus. I would imagine that's only going to be in theaters. Have you guys seen? I don't know. I know some of the streaming service have done things a little bit differently this time. So I just love you guys so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, for listening to all the things. Make sure that you go join the group for the virtual book signing if you want. I will be sharing the form that you guys can fill out in the Discord server too, and on my email list. So if you're not a Facebook person, do not worry. I'm not going to only do the book signing for Facebook, but there are some other really great authors participating. And so it would be cool to have you. Oh, it is going to be on Disney Plus. Okay. We do a Hocus Pocus marathon launch party. Okay. All right, you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. I have so much fun when we're together and I can't wait to see you again next weekend. All right. Bye for now.